Hey everybody. So I mentioned before, probably a few times, is I buy a lot of cards, and then recently I bought the cards and said, "Hey, I bought these ones off TCG Player, these ones from a private party." I said, "Okay, I got all these cards. They're called near mint when I got them. Was the cards I actually got near mint?" So I organized these piles. Nothing too fancy here or whatnot, but the cards I bought from TCG Player, these ones right here. These ones are lightly played, right here. I'll tell you the numbers in a minute. I'll count them out together because I already forgot the numbers. But I had one, two, three of the Violent Dynamos I considered light play. And I'll explain in a minute why I consider that. Then I had one, two, three, four that were borderline between light play and near mint. And I kept these ones right here because they were close enough to near mint that I didn't want to go through the trouble of returning it, because it's a pain in the butt contacting the seller and all that. And if it was borderline, all that wasn't damaged. Some people don't know how to judge cards for near mint and all that, so I wasn't too picky. These ones are near mint, and let's go ahead and count these cards up. See what I got. I think I have 15 Valiant Dynamos right here. I had to return two of them because they were definitely damaged. So let's see what I got right here. So the near mint right here, to start off with, is I had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I consider it near mint. Doesn't mean these are all gradable, but when I go online buy near mint, this is what I expect. The front looks good. Card looks good. That's gonna be the case on most of these cards. Most of the time the front is good. If you get damage for whatever reason, it's gonna show up on the back of your cards. So let's flip these over, see some examples. Hopefully the lighting's good enough to see. It might not be, but we'll give it a shot. Um, so lighting's not perfect, but these are hard to tell in general. This is the worst of my near mints right here, which has a. Let's see if I get the focus going. Let's get this light going right here. This is the worst one of them, my near mints, and it's got like a white nick right there. Maybe a little edging, but definitely a white nick right there. It's very tiny, and it's got one on the bottom right there. Super small. It's really hard to show you guys on the camera, but maybe I'll take some screenshots and insert them in the video as well if I decide if I want to do video editing. Anyways, these were fine. I didn't check them for centering. That has nothing to do with near mint. So these are good cards right here. They may have, I forget if one of these had them on there or not. These ones don't look like they have it. Some of them had print dots. Print dots are borderline because I don't think it's necessarily near mint, but it's not like a defect or whatnot. So if someone says near mint, that's okay. So those are good. So I have four right here. I consider borderline between near mint and LP. Front looks good. Not upset about it. Looks all shiny. It's got blood on it. I like it. Here's the reason why I said it's borderline, but I definitely did not want to complain about it. And it's really hard to tell right here. This one has like a curved in nick right here. Really, again, this is going to be a shitty video potentially. But it's got a curved in nick. A little worse than usual. So that's why it's borderline. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 nicks. This one was common as Monarch. Hopefully I can capture it in the video. Let's see. If you look right here, there's a little whitening along the edge right there. And it's like a long whitening. Monarch had those on it. It's definitely an edging issue. I didn't look into the rules or whatnot of the TCG player. But the card's not damaged. The corners are fine. But it just has like some edging. That's why I put it in the borderline near mint, lightly played. Another edging issue right here. Same things before. Top right there has the edging. Corners look good. Oh, this one definitely. This is LP. Right there, you have the corners right there. Get the whitening. That's LP. probably should have complained to the owner about this one, but it's already been too late since then. But so there's an example of some of those cards are considered on the borderline. That one is LP. It has definitely a lot of wear on the corners right there. More so than you expect in typical Nick. And it could come out of packs like that too. These ones are not insanely bad. But this one has like a nick on the middle of the edging right there, along with corners. So again, it's borderline LP. I put an LP pile for that reason. Hopefully you guys can even see this. It's kind of hard to do the camera thing, getting used to it. But it's got nick there. And then this one had some edging issue right over here. Let's see if I can get it going. Yeah, you can see it right there. Some whiting there. Again, these cards aren't bad. So when I say it's LP, I mean, they're definitely not bad cards. If I want to put them in a sleeve, maybe I'll even double sleeve them or put them into whatever. If I want to play with it, I'm going to play with my LPs over my near mints. Especially because the fronts all look good on them. So let's see how many I had right here. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I had 8 good, and I had 7 maybes, whatever. These are the ones I wouldn't necessarily grade. I had not gone through and done the grade checks on this. And I had 2 of them were damaged. So I'll give you an example of, I already sent them back. So unfortunately I don't have them for a video. But here's the Phantasmal Footsteps, which for whatever reason the seller took forever to get any feedback on. I was like, hey man, this card looks a little damaged. Can I get a refund? And he's like, send me a picture. I'm like, all right, well, I'll send you a picture, send him an email. Then like he kept waiting 48 hours to respond because that's TCG Player to make you wait 48 hours to respond. He's like, I escalated this to TCG Player. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, do you consider that near mint? The guy never responded to that. But here's what I'm trying to get at. I'm a little more lenient on the back of the cards. But if you can start getting like chips on the front like this is where I get a little finicky on, is I want the card to look good when I'm, playing with it or showcasing it or in a binder. So you can start getting damage on the front. I'm going to be a little more finicky and want to return it. So I had one like this. I had one that was on the corner, like on the edge like that for the dynamos. And my other dynamo that I returned, this card looks beautiful, by the way. Look at those legs. And then the other card I returned, not going to tell, but it had like a indent, a press in the back of the black. So it's always good to check the quality of the cards when you get them, because you might see some things that the seller probably just missed it. So that's it. This seller, I'm not sure. They had bad feedback all over. So anyways, this one I'm going to return later. But let's look at the Phantasmal Footsteps. So I had one. I think I ordered 13 total. I have 12 here. Let's just go over here. I had one LP. Again, right here at LP is I had the edging issue right here. It's not really a bad LP. Maybe it's borderline LP near mint, but it's got all the edging issue right there. Corners look good. Maybe it's got some edging and all that. Didn't go super deep detail on this. But it's good to check your cards when you buy them, especially when you're buying a few $100 card from TCG Player, that you're actually getting the quality that you're paying for. These ones right here, again, look at those. Look at those legs. Fantastic. Now, if they make Illusionist like this instead of Prism, I want this one. All right. But anyways, actually, I like that the playmat that Rudy has coming out. The lady on that one, she'd be a cool Illusionist if they made our hero. But yeah, these all look pretty good. I had 13 total. One's missing a mail. So when you buy a lot of cards, it's good to verify that you actually get what you're getting. So I have one lost in mail currently. So hopefully to get that. But yeah, I mean, these ones sometimes have corner issues. Nothing too crazy. You just check the corners. But corners are still considered near mint. So, I think these ones turned out really good. I'm really happy with them. This is one of my favorite cards. That's why I bought so many. Valiant Dynamos, I like them too. But again, when I made this purchase, I feel like Monarch print number is going to come out soon. These ones are Illusionists. These ones are Warriors. So they're not tied to talents. So whatever Warrior and Illusionist in the future they play, you can play them as long as it works in the deck. So I'm pretty happy with that turnout. Valiant Dynamos, less probably graders. And when I go through this pile, there's going to be less ones that are even graders than that too. But I bought blind. The prices were really low. I considered them very low because these ones were like $600, $700 at one point. Again, Monarch's a lot lower now, but when you see these for $200 something on the line, I was like, I had to buy everything up to $250 because why not? Those are cheap. I consider them way on the price. Same thing too is, let's go to Centauri Saber. I mean, I love these ones, but let's go to Sabers. These were like $180 each, just sitting on TCG Player. I have one more in the way that's in the mail, but when I saw them, I was like, all right, I gotta have them. These are very rare cards. Crucible of War, short printed, not short printed, but you know, small print. These ones all look near mint to me. I didn't go deep into this, all quick glances. You might see some dust flakes on it. You know, I'm sorry I don't have the best lighting in here, but ultimately is these ones look good. It's best to have these on a black background too when checking, because it's hard to see. I have the magnifying glass in my other room, that I'm able to see these really well. Now, these ones are mostly light played, but I did not return them because I think it's between $50 and $70 right here. And I think these supers are undervalued too. And, you know, sometimes you have Razor Reflex common going for a lot more money than Route. I'm like, all right, well, this Route's pink. It makes you lose your friends, but it's a pink Route, so they'll like you more so than if you use a red Route. So got this one right here. Let's see how the quality is on it. Not too bad actually, but you have a little bit deeper of a white nick right there and right there. So this one's like a white nick flipper a little bit. Let's put it right here in the black right here. So it flips a little bit right there. So that is worse than a normal nick. All right, so if you were to grade this, it would definitely get a worse score than like a 9. And then the top right here, left, I mean, it's just a deep nick. Not necessarily so deep, but it's like a definitely prominent nick. It's not super wide, but it stands out. So that's an example. That's probably near mint-ish, light played, but usually don't get too many good ones. This one's not too bad, except it's got, you know, 3 corners, and that's all good. Hurricane Kick, again, I wanted these ones, because why not? What was this one? Oh, this is Pounding Gale. Pounding Gale! How could people ignore this? This card's cool. Alright, Hurricane Kick. Again, you got a prominent nick right here. And a prominent nick on the bottom left. Again, that's close enough to near mint for me that I didn't want to complain. I wanted the cards. This one's okay. I don't really see anything stand out. Again, my lighting's not the best. This one has a bigger nick right there. Not too bad. So far, the Hurricane techniques are looking good. I thought I had ones that were lightly played on it. Maybe my lighting's not as good. I can't see some nicks. Let me look at these Forge for Wars. I should have glanced through these earlier. This one's kind of beat. So if you go in the corner right there, bottom left, it's pretty prominent right there. It's the whole like corner, not just like a nick. So that's got a little wear on it. And this one has dot there, and it has like a little nick right there. So not horrible. I've seen these much worse condition. So that was close enough to near mint that I don't give a shit at that point. I wanted just some more alpha rainbow foils, so I got those. This break-in scales was the worst one I had, but it's still good. You can see right here. Sometimes put my finger behind it because it makes it easier to see. See that it's hard to see right there. Put a finger behind it. Put your finger behind it, you can see it pretty well. Got a white nick. Take it back there. You can see it pretty well. But that's not horrible. This is a break-in scales right here. Cold foil. Oh, I like that card. Mask Momentum is one of my favorite cards in the game because I love playing Ninja. Just need an updated ninja so I could, compete against Bravos now. Or Stravo or start to show Bravo. Anyways, very beautiful card. Centering's mostly good, not perfect, but whatever, it's a good card. And looks pretty clean to me. Might have some dust in there. So if I see some dust right here, I don't know if it's a sparkle, speck, or whatnot. So I would just need to take it out and get like a cloth just to make sure that's clean before I take it out. Most likely it's from a sleeve. Let's see if I could show it to you. Right there, I just need to make sure that's not on the card itself. Sometimes sleeves get like little dust specks in them too. So I don't want to take this out of the sleeve and dust it. Actually, I have a cloth to my left right here, so let's go ahead and take it out. Sometimes you can damage the card while taking it out too, so you gotta be careful. So I got this little cloth right here. Again, if I want to do it a little bit more, it would require to actually put on the playmat. It actually looks like a little bit of a speck on the card itself, not the actual, not the sleeve. Well, that's too bad. It's not horrible, but it's a little dot right there, so that would definitely get surface damage right there. And sometimes you get like little imperfections on these cards right here. But overall, it's easy to see the imperfections if you look in the black right there. Little like wears right there. So this card's not perfect condition. It being alpha though, and being a mask, I'll still grade it. I like to preserve it. I mean, worst case scenario, if I was not happy and didn't want to grade it, I would just play with it because it looks gorgeous and really nice to show. But I probably will end up grading them because I like to just preserve the cards themselves. And then I had the Snapdragon Scalers right here. But let's go to the Spriggan Scales right here. Yeah, get some dust right there. Let's look at these guys. Pretty good looking cards. I like boots apparently. I have lots of boots, but whatever. Fab makes really nice shoes, I guess. Little nick right there. Let's see if we can even catch in the camera. Yep, right there. It's a prominent nick. But the rest is good. Little micro nick right there. Can be really hard to capture that in the camera, but you can definitely capture the bigger ones. So overall, out of all these cards, I'd say I had one bad one, two other bad ones I returned. I had one missing in the mail, and I have some other cards that are, definitely good cards, and I have some that are like, LP, borderline, whatever. But at the end of the day, though, is if you buy a card, you plan on playing with it. The front's what you care about the most. If you want to grade it and all that stuff, you care about the back. But a lot of times, if you're not going to grade these cards, your mint is, hey, you're buying a card, and it's not clearly visibly damaged on the back. Then you're probably going to be happy. Because you're going to put this in a sleeve, or you're going to put it in a hard loader, or whatever you're going to do, and you can play with it. And then you get the shiny cold foil right here, and then you're happy. Now, the potions and all other stuff like that, you're going to end up double sleeving because they're going to go in your deck, Eclipse and all that. But Eclipse and Doomsday are the value, whereas why not put them in your deck if they're cold foil? I'm used to really protecting my cold foils. I need to put these in the grading sleeves and all that. But, as more and more sets come down the line, you might as well just play with the cold foils in your deck. Because they're a few $100s expensive, but if you buy a Eye, Shard, Heart, those are a few $100 cards too, and you're shuffling your deck as well. So, appreciate the cold foil, appreciate the, art. I love Monarch quite a bit, as you see. Well, I love Crucible War. I love Alpha. I guess I love it all, apparently. But the thing is, I'm trying to get at is, check your card quality when you get them. If you have complaints, contact the seller. If you buy from TCG Player, at least TCG Player will work with you on it. So you have some sort of protection there. If you're doing private transactions, make sure you know the seller before you do it. If you're looking for a high quality card. But sometimes if you're buying for a low price, you don't need to be as picky. This one right here was from my most expensive Phantasmal Footstep. I think I actually paid $300 for this one. It was one of the last ones I bought because I got excited. Wanted one more. So my other ones are like $220, $200, whatever. So I'm going to be more strict the more expensive the card gets if I want the quality. So one of my worst quality cards I got was from a $300 seller who had really bad customer service. Which goes down to two is, hey, I don't ever want to deal with that seller again based on their lack of genuine, empathy or whatever. If I were to sell someone a card and it didn't turn out the quality I want, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, maybe I missed it, whatever. I have quite a few cards. Please send it back and then I'll, return it. This seller was like, send a picture. 2 days later, okay, I escalated to customer service. I'm like, well, hey, you never told me you had any issues with it first. Why did you go straight to customer service? So that rant aside is, I'm happy with this batch. I love these cards. You know, LP happens, but I don't necessarily want to return every single LP card I get. If it's close enough to near mint, I'm okay with it. If not, then I'm dealing with a lot of shipbacks and all that, and it's just not worth it. And you know what? LP card is, I could pick my worst dynamo in this batch, and I can put it in a sleeve, and it's going to look good when I play it, and I'm not going to worry about causing damage to it, because I'm like, hey, I'm not grading this card. So that's another perspective of looking at it, is it's okay to buy LP cards, even heavily played cards. The front looks good, throw it in your deck. It's not a grader. Who cares? Play with it, have fun with it. This game's not just about collecting, playing, and all that stuff too. Again, you want to take good care of your cards. You're going to want to love these cold foils, especially these earlier ones, because there's only so few of them. So you want to protect them. Look at that art. These cold foils are really good. So take good care of them. Look at the quality. I am going to try to get better camera stuff going on, lighting in the future, but hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. And, if you have any video suggestions for me, let me know. I'll be opening some Everfest. Not much more. I've already opened 200 boxes. But I have 2 cases set aside, at least for the channel. So open those up. But yeah, feel free. Join the Discord. Leave comments on YouTube. Let's chat about the game. I love it. Looking forward to it. I think I'm going to play Viserai or Prism for the upcoming ProQuest events. So we'll see what happens. And then I'm probably going to play Kasai for Blitz. So I'm really happy to have these boots right here. So guys, enjoy Flesh and Blood. Look at the bright side. Got Fab Phase 2.0 coming on. Lots of good stuff in the future. Keep getting the cards you want. It's better to buy them now than wait till later. Print runs are coming out soon. I would think. Again, I don't have any hard notes on it. And this is not financial advice, but I keep saying is, if you want the card for your collection and you really like it, buy it when you think the price is low. If you wait too long, you can still buy it, but you might be paying a lot more. All right, everyone. Have a good day.